Alright, so next we're going to take what we just learned with how to use the Pythagorean theorem, and we're going to put it into practice with an example problem. The problem that we're going to do today reads like this. A painter is painting his living room. The wall that he is painting is 8 feet tall. In order to avoid dripping paint on the carpet, the painter wants to keep his ladder no more than 6 feet away from the wall. And so the first question is, in order to paint his wall with a distance of 6 feet between the wall and the ladder, how tall must his ladder be? So if you look at this problem, another way to look at it would be to see that the wall, which is 8 feet, and the length from the wall, which is 6 feet, they are actually the legs of the triangle. And so that makes your ladder, it will serve as your hypotenuse of the triangle. So with that in mind, the easiest way to solve for this would be to plug in the numbers that we have already into the formula for Pythagorean theorem, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So like the first leg of the triangle is 8 feet tall, so we'll say 8 squared, plus with the second leg of the triangle, which is 6 feet tall, so 6 squared, and it would equal c squared. We don't know what the hypotenuse is, that's what we're trying to find. So a squared, 8 squared, which is a squared, equals 64, plus b squared, which is 6 squared, is just 36. So 64 plus 36 equals 100. So now, we know that c squared equals 100. So to find c, we need to find the square root of 100. And in this case, the square root of 100 equals 10. So to answer the first question, we know that the hypotenuse of this particular triangle is 10. And so we know that the length of his ladder needs to be 10 feet in order to create a right triangle with this particular example. Now the second question reads a little differently. It says, would a ladder of this length work if it was placed 7 feet away from the wall? Why or why not? Well, now if we look at this problem, we know that the ladder is 10 feet tall. If we move the base of it another foot backwards, it will no longer be a right triangle. And actually, if you visualize it, the ladder would actually fall down when someone stands on it. So that just shows that by changing the length of one of the legs, it no longer becomes a right triangle, and as a result, the length of the hypotenuse would also need to change because it would no longer work.